But the most interesting one, I think, is number 4. I'm a husband of 1. I'm a husband of 1 and father of 2. So I'm so grateful to the CAAST-Net for giving me another opportunity. They invited me in 2015 in Bergen, Norway, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, Benjamin, and your team, James, and all others who have confidence in me. And for inviting me again, it seems like you have liked my work. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, so I want to give you a testimony. It is a personal testimony of a journey of a young African coming back home, trying to establish himself, solving a problem in his community, trying to give back to his community. So we'll talk more about that. And this is in the news.
Volume.
Okay, so I don't know where to get the volume, but this is available online. It's one of many other videos that are available demonstrating my success story, my work, my invention with the nano filter. So you can just search on your own time, but the story is there. These are my partners in this job. Yes, we want to light the world with our appropriate technologies. We want to solve the problem. This is my wife and my kids, Gid and Tabea. We'll talk more about this. This is when we were in South Korea. You can see a soft, beautiful family, isn't it? That's what every young man anticipates, isn't it? One day when you are married, you have a beautiful family with your car and a beautiful job. That is the dream fulfilled, isn't it? In South Korea. But welcome to Tanzania. How about that? This, my friends, is the symbol of the challenges that I faced in Tanzania. This is somewhere, my car is stuck somewhere, we are struggling here. Look, I have a PhD here and MPH, that's 4 degrees, and my wife is there with MBA in international business. And again, we are struggling in this. One young man told me, wait, angalia usidondoshe mtoto. That be careful, you should not drop the child. And I said, wow, so the villagers are teasing me. And it is the fulfillment of what my Korean friends were telling me, and the Africans who are living in Korea said, brother, are you really going back to Africa? Really? My friends, and I tell you, this also is in the minds of people who rejected my visa twice. I applied for the US visa, it was rejected in 2010. I applied for the UK visa, it was rejected. Their claim is that therefore they are not satisfied that I will return, I will leave their countries after my proposed visit. Do you think why? Because this is what in their brain, and I don't blame them. You are here, my brothers and sisters. I don't blame them. I will be crazy if I have a big degree in chemical engineering, PhD in chemical engineering, then I come to suffer like this. That something must be wrong in my brain. But I wish that these people knew something. Now they love me, and after we are friends now, we are not fighting anymore. And I visited London several times. I was just in Scotland a few weeks ago, and I visited other 16 countries, including Norway, Belgium, and many others. And I have visa for US now. I can visit anytime. They have given me 1-year visa now. But the story was not that much easy. I wish these people, when they were rejecting my visa, I wish they knew that I did my PhD in South Korea with outstanding performance. They wanted 3 papers for graduation, but I had 12 by the time I was finishing my PhD. So they gave me a gold medal, but I gave it a gift to my pastor in South Korea. I said, Pastor, this is my gift to God. Because there is a lot of gold in Tanzania, so why take gold from South Korea? Anyway, so I did my PhD. I did my PhD in nanomaterials. Then we can talk about nanomaterials, what it is, but this is the chemistry of materials less than 100 nanometers. So we control the properties of material for desired application. So we can talk more about that. But they are really very small, like your DNA. DNA is in the nano level. Well, so I did my PhD in this field, and I have 41 publications. This a little bit back, so it is in the ResearchGate. You can just search and see my impact and some success stories. But now, with all this publication and celebrity and whatever I have, my question is, what does my PhD mean to my suffering community back home? I grew up from a very, very challenging background. My father did not attend even class 1. My mother did not attend even class 1, and she cannot read even a letter R. But they were so committed to me, they loved me, they gave me all they can so I can get proper education. And my community also helped me a lot. If you have heard of people who have been supported by the whole village, then I am one of them. So I have a call now to give back to my community, to my village, to my country, to my continent. And here are the challenges. There are many, but I have chosen not to complain for these challenges. I am determined not to cast the darkness, but to light the candle. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I said, let me solve these challenges. And fortunately, my commitment was along the motto of my institution. Benjamin talked a lot about that whatever we are doing should not be in isolation, it should be along with a certain institutional framework. So in my institution, we have this motto, academia for society and industry. That whatever we are doing should not just end up in the labs. We should derive the needs and problems from the communities, bring them in our Nelson Mandela labs, and then send back the solutions, of course in partnership with the community. So that is the framework of how the institution works. And I was just fit in the system. And I took this motto of the institution religiously. Let me repeat, you have your religions. You know how you believe in your whatever you believe. So committed. That is how I am committed to the motto of this institution of academia for society and industry. That what does my PhD mean? What does all these papers mean? If I go back to my suffering community, I say, you know, I have PhD in chemical engineering. I have 41 papers. I've been to Bergen. What does it mean? What is Bergen to these guys? But if I come back with a product that solves their challenges, like what I'm going to talk about, I think it makes sense. And so I started with this business. So I say, where can I start? I have just returned from South Korea with my family. We are struggling. We're trying to establish ourselves with all this teasing. The environment is teasing us, many challenges. Even today, my wife was calling me this morning. He said, some guys just entered our house and they took the generator. They failed to open the door. You know, we put all these grills like prisoners. Eh? We are prisoners in our own homes in Africa. A lot of grills. So because of these grills, these people could not get in the house, but the generator was outside, the standby generator, because of the power problem again. So it is taken now. My first responsibility is to recover it. Okay. Anyway, and this was not the first time. One time they entered inside and they thought I have a lot of golds inside, and they were checking, and finally they could not find anything, because I don't invest in those useless things. I invest in people's lives. That is my investment, and I'm determined to be a millionaire of impacting millions of lives. So we'll talk more about that. So these are the lives that I'm impacting. So I said, these guys need these lives. What shall I do? The technology is already available. I don't need to reinvent it, but they cannot access it easily. So I found some global partners who were assisting me to cut down the cost of these solar lanterns for kids, because I studied with what we call koroboi, the kerosene lamps. That it was so painful, my friends. In the morning when I woke up, normally I check in my nose and I found a tar, a black thing there. Imagine what is in the lungs and so on. So I said, in this 21st generation, my young brothers and sisters, my children cannot suffer like this. So this was the shortcut. But I continued. Instead of just importing these technologies from outside, we started making them in Tanzania. So it's beautiful, I think, to see these guys making our own solar lanterns made in Tanzania. How about that? Plus the science which is applied there. You can see they are testing. The girl who is lighting here, I assisted her now. She's going to Malawi to represent Tanzania in Women for Science program. And there's a lot of things that's going on. This is in the Gongali Empower Community Center in my village. So we built a center there. So these kids are enjoying these technologies now. This is the biogas. It's not a rocket science. Again, I challenge my young friends here that sometimes we think of very complicated solutions, but this comes from the cow dung. Just cow dung. Tanzania is the second leading country in Africa with cattle. So it means we can supply millions of households with the cow dung-based biogas. Very cheap. We don't talk about carbonization or whatever. Just cow dung. Collect the cow dung, put it in the system, get the very green energy. And with this, now I got the funding from the US government for the biogas. I got funding from the US government, and it is helping me now to disseminate the technology at affordable price to these people. Again, it's not like an NGO donation. No, we are not just donating. The local people have to contribute, and so it is sustainable, it's rolling out, and the business is growing now, and we can talk more about that if you are interested. We have many households now where we build this system. Actually, 8 and 9 households are enjoying this. And this is the water filter now we want to talk about. Imagine the ladies you have just seen here. Imagine that is your mother, or your sister, or your daughter, fetching water from these contaminated sources shared with animals. You see, this water is very dirty, and it is the source of 50% of waterborne disease cases in hospitals. If you go today in one of the hospitals in Tanzania or in African countries, you'll find people suffering from typhoid, amoeba, whatever. These are preventable diseases. They are already forgotten in these developed countries. I've been in South Korea for 5 years, and I did not contract these diseases even once. But when I visited my hometown, just in 3 days, I got it. And so I did a basic statistics of how it is in the hospitals, and I realized people are still struggling with these kind of challenges: internal worms, typhoid, diarrhea, even cholera. These are the statistics. I said, yes, this is a problem to solve. Let me not lament. I'm here. Let me solve the problem. If I cannot use even one of my 41 papers to solve, just to remove bacteria in water, then I must be crazy. Something must be wrong with me. So I took it as an opportunity. These challenges, I took it as opportunities to really make a significant step. Here are the challenges. This is because of the fluoride challenge. And fluoride is all along Rift Valley, Tanzania, Kenya, Ethiopia. People are struggling with this, and heavy metal contamination and so on. So this is not something to laugh at. It's a serious problem to solve. That's why I came with the invention of water filter. That will be the rest of my story briefly. So, you see, I just started with something very rudimentary, just the wood, just fix it quickly. You need to have a Land Rover to put water there. Brother, what if I sell you that water filter? Brother James, can you buy it with a Land Rover in your kitchen? So anyway, I worked with the local engineers. We said, let's make something. So we just put the hanging buckets and say, okay, just weld up here, here, and here. Let's get something flowing here, and we can get a filter. And that is how we came up with that. So we were improving our system that way. And now it is that much short, even my kids can put water in the filter. The filter now is in the market, and I tried several designs to attract, let's say, like various customers, like women. Maybe if I put like a mirror, then it looks like a dressing table, maybe. So the buckets will be hidden behind. I tried various approaches, and finally we came up with this. This is in the market now. We have about 400 users of this technology. Through direct sales, the people can buy this filter. It's $150. But also, we rent to local entrepreneurs. We know that not everyone can buy something of $150 in Tanzania. So we rent these filters to local entrepreneurs who purify water and sell to their community at affordable price in their community. So these people make money from their businesses. And so I established a company from this, and these are my fellows. So again, it's an employment opportunity. We have created employment opportunity to 25 people working for the company. One of them is my friend here, he's my PR, my public relation officer, Mr. Mulokozi. So because I realized I'm going to many events and it's not well covered, so today he's covering it very well. Thank you, brother. And he's also doing the quality assurance. He's one of these 25 people working for our company. And we involve university students. These are from Nelson Mandela, from University of Arusha, from University of Dar es Salaam. We involve them in our activities. These guys won some competition and they represented our product in America. And so we involve them in our activities. And these are the awards I won. I just go quickly because of time. This is the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation. I have a lot of story about this thing. It is 25,000 British pound, and the university helped me a lot. Nelson Mandela Institution, this is the Vice Chancellor. He assisted me personally when I was in the competition. The institution gave me $7,000 US to test my products, and that contributed to my winning story. And this has created a lot of attention around the world. I got networks, reputation, and experiences. Again, I got national award in Tanzania. And this is the Pictured Palace, Africa. I won in 2015. This was 3 minutes competition. So my friends, you have 2 minutes, not that bad. I went to London because of this thing. Actually, that's how I got my first visa. Because the secretary of the prince, this is the son of Queen Elizabeth, he wrote to the embassy in Tanzania, he said, the prince will be happy if you assist Hilonga to get a visa. How about that? who will reject that kind of visa? So now he's my friend. I have been to Buckingham Palace many times, and he's my friend, personally, a friend. So, and one time he asked me, Hilonga, so what do you say? I said, this is the fulfillment of the Bible promise. In the book of Psalms 113, verse 7 and 8, it says, I will raise you from the pit, from the dust, and make you sit with the princess. So by the time I was saying princess, I point to him, and the whole audience laughed a lot. Because, yes, my friends, I come from a very poor background, and to me, that's already a big highlight to stand with the prince in London. So I want to be a millionaire impacting millions of lives. That's my commitment. And these are the water stations. Now we are going to Kenya. We just got a research grant from the Royal Academy of Engineering to establish 20 water stations in Kenya. Benjamin, we are there, my friend. What about Uganda and Ghana? Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. So we are establishing this, and the market is so big. 70% of 9 million households in Tanzania are not using any kind of purification technology. That's how big the market is. That's in Tanzania alone. Now what about Kenya, Ethiopia, India, where I receive many calls, and in many other countries. So the market is big. Now we just got a grant from the US, from the UK, EFID. This is Human Development Innovation Fund. This is a £350,000 for this project. It's to my company. Again, this is a family company, working with the Nelson Mandela Institution to implement this technology. So we are working with several partners. If I have time, I could talk about this. Collaboration, partnership, this is so important. PPP, private-public partnership. So I can talk about this if you are interested, but it is going well, really very, very well, and the government is involved. And how do we hook in these private partners? It is after I won this competition. The university was trying to get the connection with this private partner, this A to Z company, but they were not that much willing. But after I won this competition, they are saying, it will be our pleasure to partner. You see, if you do a great job, it will be their pleasure to partner with you. So don't complain, dear universities, don't complain that the private partners don't want to work with you. It is because we end up publishing things, and just for the sake of promotion, we put in the shelves. But if it's a tangible product that the private partners are interested, they will definitely come to work with you. So we have an MOU here. We have signed MOU with the A to Z company, Nelson Mandela, and my private company. So we are disseminating this technology, and this is how far we have gone. This is my latest slide. When I was in London a few weeks ago, we had a global competition. No, not for Africa, global. We had competitors from Mexico, from Taiwan, and many places. I was the winner. I think we are so proud of Africans to get all these winning success stories. And it comes from the commitment we have with our people. The problem we are solving is a real problem, not theoretical problem, and therefore the solution must be real also. And that is it. So these are our partners, and we are so grateful to them, and we are adding more partners. I hope CAAST will be somewhere here in between now, and we need more partners to solve these global challenges. And this is my last video that was taken by the Royal Academy of Engineering. By the way, they included me also in another very reputable video with Bill Gates, yeah, and the CEOs of Tata, of Yahoo, and I appeared among big people. So to my young friends, I just encourage you that it is possible. Let us not lament for the darkness, just light the candle and make your way. Africa is a very nice place. There are a lot of opportunities. Today, if you want to take me back to South Korea or to London, anywhere, I don't want to go there. I want to work with my people to solve our challenges, because there are a lot of opportunities here, many more than I can accommodate.